everybody. Once again, it's Stevie B at PTC, and I'm here for another episode of PTC Live. And today's guest, a personal friend of mine, great guy, is Mr. Kendall Adams, who is the director of our commercial arts program. Kendall, how are you today, my man?
Doing great, Steve. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Um,
That,
ho- Hopefully, we can enlighten people as to what commercial arts really is.
well, that's what we're going to set out to do. And we're going to get started by you giving us an overview of what is commercial arts.
Okay, commercial arts literally is everywhere. If you take just a minute and look around the room you're in, I would challenge you to find one thing that's never been touched by a designer. And we could spend a lot of time doing that, but there's really not anything. The paint on the walls, your filing cabinets, photographs, ceiling tiles, carpet, whatever. It's all been touched by a designer of some type. Even the shirt that Steve has on and the embroidery that you have there, buddy. Um, Commercial arts is everywhere in your daily life. The boxes that your online orders arrive in, the graphics on your clothing, the wraps that you see on cars, signs, billboards, it's everywhere.
Sure. And absolutely necessary. And when you start talking about things like advertising, creativity, those sorts of things for product delivery, all those types of things that you and I talked about before. Well, what comes up next then for us is I want to go into commercial art. It's a big field, it's a broad field, a number of skills available. What types of education and training is offered in commercial arts via your program?
Well, that's a great question. At Piedmont Tech, uh, we offer not only certificate programs, which are traditionally a 1 year, maybe a little bit longer, or we offer the associates programs, which are full 2 year programs. And those are in depth, very challenging, but very productive. Piedmont Tech being a technical school, we have about 2 years to do the same thing that a traditional 4 year university would do. So, in the space of that 2 years, we prepare our students to become employable. We've got programs in photography, we have programs in digital rendering and gaming development, and then we have a program in advertising design. So, it's a very in depth program and it covers a lot of bases.
I'm gonna go off base just a little bit here
Sure.
because we know now that gaming and digital rendering is one of those fast rising programs. Tell us a little bit more about what exactly that is.
Well, the gaming program or the digital rendering and gaming development program, uh, a lot of people get the wrong idea. They think, oh, I get to come to school and I get to play games every day. We don't play games. There's not even an Xbox or a PlayStation in our curriculum. What we do, however, is teach students all of the different techniques and components that they will need to become a part of a gaming development team. They'll learn scene design, they'll learn character design, drawing, 3D rendering, two-dimensional modeling, animation techniques, a little bit of cartooning thrown in there, and ultimately, even the process of developing their own game.
All right, that's great. In conversations that you and I have had before, um, most of those me trying to figure out how to work a camera, something as simple as that. Um, we've talked about um, experiential learning, and that's one of those things that in your program students get a lot of opportunities to do, not just classroom learning. Tell us a little bit about clubs and organizations that students can get involved in and opportunities within the commercial arts field for students to get that experiential hands-on learning.
Okay. The first thing that I would say is that in every class, in each of the programs, all of the assignments are derived from what would be considered a real world situation. It's taken from things that you would actually go out and get done today if you were in a business for yourself. So having that real world application is huge when our students get out into the actual job market. Uh, to add to that, we try and involve as much as we can in the way of either community event coverage or freelance assignments that allow them to go out and even have the possibility of earning money while they're still in school with us. It's not unusual to see our second semester students out with their photography, starting to actually develop their own business plans and get their marketing off the ground. And some of them have been quite successful with that. We had one young lady that in her second semester in photography, she was actually recruited by the National Wild Turkey Federation to go cover their national convention. And not only did they pay her for the trip, but they covered all her room and board and everything. And they basically gave her the experience of a lifetime covering a national convention and then having her work published after the fact.
And for those of you who may not know quite a bit or very much about the National Wild Turkey Federation, it is huge. It is a phenomenal program housed right there in Edgefield County, and it is monumental. So that is a tremendous opportunity for a young student.
We've had students that we've made arrangements for them to go to the Bon Secours Wellness Arena. They have photographed the hockey games there with the Swamp Rabbits. We've had people go to the same arena and cover the Harlem Globetrotters. We've made arrangements with the local newspaper to go cover high school football. And all of these gave our students opportunities not only to work in a professional environment, but to become published photographers.
That's absolutely incredible. You also have a number of networking opportunities. And one other thing I want you to talk about, because you're unique in that your program is the only one in the country that has this honor.
Yes.
So can you talk a little bit about some of your networking programming?
Yeah,
and about
some of the networking opportunities that we offered. The first one would be our Photo Arts Club. Basically, every student is a member, but that club is designed to promote photography and art in any form. And we try and bring in people to talk to the students. We bring in guest lecturers. We participate as much as possible in community events. We generally try and adopt a charity at some point so that we can try and be helpful in that way. We also have the Piedmont Tech Visiting Artist Series that we sponsor and promote. And that's where we bring in a fairly well-known name in the arts within our region and have them talk to a group and basically educate us about some of the different opportunities in art and the best ways that you can, learn and build your career. The item that you mentioned, which is the Kappa Pi Honor Society, is an international art honor society. There are roughly 500 chapters in the United States, but Piedmont Tech is the only technical college in the system that has ever been awarded membership to that honor society. And we're quite proud of that.
Absolutely. That's an incredible honor, and it speaks volumes about the quality and depth of your program.
Yeah, the other school in our state that is a member of Kappa Pi is South Carolina State.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right. Now, software. Everything's going, not everything, but for people like us, like me, I won't put everybody out there, who might be software challenged or trying to keep up with all the advancements. There are things like that in the digital and the commercial world that students are required to, from a technical standpoint, remain proficient in. Talk to us a little bit about your program and the understanding of specialized software.
Well, everything that we do is based on digital technology today. Historically, everything we do would have been done by hand or using hand skills. And although that is still something that we try and incorporate just so that it's not, or it doesn't become a lost art, we work with state-of-the-art technology in our classrooms, all the way from computers to software. And the software that we use primarily is the Adobe Creative Suite. As far as marketing, advertising, publishing, and photography is concerned. There are numerous other softwares that do similar things, if not identical things. But because Adobe is used in probably 90% of the publishing and advertising firms in the world, that is the software that we teach. We want our students, when they leave us, to be very proficient and be able to hit the ground running when they walk into a company. and somebody says, hey, can you do this for me? The answer is always going to be yes. We joke around in the department about this, but we like to create what I call the Swiss Army knife of designers.
Sure.
They can do it. They can do it all.
That's excellent. Well, that's where the rubber hits the road, because now with all this training and these skills that I've learned, where am I going to work, Keenan? When I graduate from your program, who's going to hire me? Where am I going to be able to get jobs? Where are my fellow students going?
Well, as far as jobs that are available to graduates in our program, you've got graphic designer, you've got commercial artist, you've got illustrator, photographer, web designer, content creator, character design, scene design, marketing. Anywhere that might have an in-house marketing department or a direct marketing firm, sign shop, a print shop, a high-end four-color printer, an ad agency. All of those are opportunities for you. It's not unusual, though, to have somebody leave us and not only get a full-time job, but also do freelance work on the side. So, that's something that we actually encourage as much as possible.
Absolutely. And money.
The big
no way
question.
to say it.
The big
Salaries.
question. Yeah, the big question. First of all, I'd like, let's make sure everybody remembers that we are in South Carolina. And South Carolina, unfortunately, tends to have a slightly lower pay scale, but it doesn't mean all hope is lost. Coming straight out of school at an entry-level position, you can expect to make somewhere from 18 to 22,000. As far as, working your way up within this region, within this area, you can easily get up in the $32,000 to $35,000 range. If you go to a larger, more metropolitan area like Columbia or Charleston or Charlotte or even Atlanta, you're going to see different price structures. You're going to see more opportunity there, and it's more competitive market. So you'll see a significantly larger salary availability in those areas. But a lot of people have grown up hearing the term poor starving artist. That's just not the truth. The people who go through school and really want to be successful and they're willing to work hard and make a name for themselves, they can make as much money as they want to. There's opportunity literally around every corner.
Absolutely. That's excellent, because you do hear those types of things when you're in a small market, Greenwood would be considered a small market. Our service district would be considered a small market for highly technical fields such as commercial arts. But those are encouraging statistics and encouraging opportunities for our students to take advantage of and to look forward to by going into your program. So now let's talk about what type of student is a good fit for your program. If I just like art, I like to draw, I like to take pictures, does that necessarily make me a good candidate to be a commercial art student?
Not necessarily, but any of those qualities or characteristics are a great start. Sure. We have students from 16 to 65 in our programs. We've got students that are in high school and they sign up through our dual enrollment program, which is a great program here at Tech. They come to us, and not only are they able to do something that they enjoy, but they're earning college credit for it while they're still in high school. So, that takes care of the younger end. Then we have the traditional student, which is normally anywhere from around 18 to 24, 25. And then you've got the workers who either graduated from a different program and got into the job market, realized that maybe this isn't what I wanted to do. And so they're trying to go back and look for things that they really have a passion for, something that they enjoy doing. And, that's carries from that age group all the way up to retirees, which it never fails. Every couple of semesters, we'll have 2 or 3 retirees, and they come in and they just have an absolute blast. They're there for the sheer enjoyment. They have no preconceived notions about this being difficult or anything. The only thing that they have problems with sometimes is technology, and we can get beyond that.
Sure.
But there is no perfect student for our program. You know, if you have an interest in art and you want to find a way to be creative and express yourself, we're your guys.
Well, it says down here on my sheet, it says design and photography are everywhere in our world today, and there will always be a need for good design and photography.
Well, if you look around you, that statement is extremely true. It's applicable almost anywhere. Uh, we are in an age and time now where everything is visually oriented.
Mm-hmm.
It can be an in-depth TV show, it can be a billboard, it can be something as simple as a directional sign on a door in a hallway.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still graphic, it still has to be created, and hopefully it's created in such a way that is appealing, functional, and at the same time pleasing to the eye. So to your point, yes, design and photography are absolutely everywhere. They're not going to go away. And because of that fact, there will always be a market for good photographers and designers.
I'd like to share that a friend of mine from Daytona Beach, Florida, who has been a photographer, was a photographer when I was a student at Stetson, when I worked at Daytona Beach Community College, has been a professional photographer, freelance. His son took a picture on Daytona Beach of one of the machines, one of those things on the beach that zoom you up in the air. And the student took a picture, 11 years old, took a picture of that apparatus that was on the beach, one of those carnival rides.
Yep.
And because of the angle, how she caught the picture and the faces, it was so good that the photo sold for almost $15,000.
Mm-hmm. And it will probably continue to sell. You know, the thing about photography in particular is that the less preconceived notions you have, the better off you're going to be, because you're not scared to try new things.
Yeah.
You know, if you go, for instance, to Disney World, and you know how they've got the locations all over Disney World, it says Kodak Picture Moment,
Mm-hmm.
and you see this huge crowd of people there, that's the last place you want to take a picture because it's going to be like everybody else's. You know, we ask our students to be different, to go look for interesting, challenging, different compositions. Don't be afraid to try new things. You know, the only thing we ask them to do is stay out of trouble. I don't want to get a call from law enforcement.
Well, Kendall, man, it's been great talking to you, and it's great hearing these things. You and I've talked about this before, and I've always been extremely interested in your program. I know how hands-on you are with your students, and I know what kind of camaraderie you build with your students, and I've always been impressed by that. Great sense of humor, but a consummate professional. Is there anything I've missed in my questioning to you?
No, I think you've done a great job. Done a great job, and I always appreciate talking with you. We have a good time. But the thing that I would encourage anybody to do, if they have an interest in photography or commercial arts, drawing, game design, anything, reach out to us. You know, give us a call here at the school. You can reach me directly at 941-8474, and I'll be happy to talk to you. We'll set up a time when you can meet with us either in person or virtually, and we'll tell you a little bit about the program. I can introduce you to our other instructors, let them help you answer any questions you might have, and if you're really interested, let's get you enrolled and get you some classes.
Well, Kendall, thank you very, very much. I did that on purpose. You knew I had to at least.
I know.
But thank you so much for coming on with us. One of the things I'd like to say is that I know for a fact that you'll have a lot of fun, as you can tell from this interview, being a part of the commercial arts department. Thank you so much for your time. It's a great program. I appreciate you coming on with us. And it's Stevie B from PTC signing off with Kendall Adams, our Director of Commercial Arts Programs. We hope to see you next time on another exciting episode of PTC Live when we showcase another of our fabulous programs. Until then, peace.